Hi, I'm professional speaker and author Marcus Engel, and I wanted to take a few seconds today to introduce you to my new friend, Garrett. This is Garrett. Garrett is a 2-year-old yellow lab, and he is my brand new seeing-eye dog. I've had Garrett now for about 6 weeks, and from everything I can tell, he's going to be a wonderful worker and a great friend and just such a docile, sweet creature, as you can tell. For those of you who have known and loved my black lab seeing-eye dog, Carson, just so you know, Carson is now living the good life, the retired life, in St. Louis, Missouri with some of my friends, and from all the reports that I get, he's doing very, very well. I spent 3 weeks up in New Jersey training with Garrett, and as you might expect, every minute of every day was filled with dog knowledge. One of the things that I found the most intriguing was the idea of a dog's sense of timing, their perception and how they take in the world through their eyes, through their ears, through their nose, their mouth, and through the sense of touch. The sense of timing, though, was something that I found very interesting, and I thought we could draw a pretty good parallel for those of us who walk on 2 legs instead of 4. Let me paint a scenario for you. If Garrett and I are walking down the block and he makes a mistake, he steps a little too far to the left or a little too far to the right, or he doesn't cut a corner close enough and I run my knee into a trash can or some type of obstacle, what I have to do is immediately correct that mistake and then forget it. Because a dog's sense of timing only stays around for a few moments. They very much live in the present moment, in the now. And so if Garrett makes a mistake and a half a block later I'm still angry, that's going to translate down my arm, down into his harness, and he's going to feel that stress and that frustration from me, and he's not going to know why. How many times are we still carrying around guilt or shame or anger or resentment from something in the past? And where does that get us? I'm a prime walking example of that. After I lost my sight due to being hit broadside by a drunk driver, I could have very easily for years and years carried around resentment and anger. And instead, I chose to let that go and to try to move on with life as best I can. That's what I hope that all of us can do. And I hope that Garrett's presence can give us a little lesson in how to be more forgiving and to move on with life.